There's many smart home cameras on the market today, and if you go to Amazon.com, you'll quickly be overwhelmed with the vast amount of cameras available, and it can be confusing to know which ones to buy and which ones to avoid. The crazy thing is, only a handful of these cameras support Apple Home. Being this channel is focused on products that work with Apple Home, I got every well-known brand of indoor camera that natively support Apple Home, from fixed cameras to pan and tilt cameras. And today, we'll be comparing all of these cameras to see which camera is the best choice for your Apple smart home. Each camera will be ranked in the 5 most important areas when deciding which camera to buy, and will receive an overall score. We'll look at cameras from all different price ranges, from affordable to expensive, to see which camera is the best choice for you. And at the very end of the video, I will show you which cameras that I personally use in my smart home. My name is Adam, and let's begin. Starting off with the fixed position cameras, then we'll check out the pan and tilt cameras. The first camera that we'll be looking at is the Eufy Indoor Cam. It's the most affordable camera in this video, and I think you'll be surprised at what you get for the price. The video quality of the Eufy camera is technically 2K, but due to the limitations of HomeKit and Apple, the Eufy camera will be downgraded to 1080p quality in the Apple Home app and in the Eufy app. It has a 125-degree field of view, which is the lowest field of view compared to other cameras in this video, but it makes up for it with the picture quality that's excellent. The Eufy camera has better picture quality than the Eve Cam, which costs 3 times more than the Eufy camera. Faces are clear and easy to see, even from far away. Night vision is great as well. Faces are still clear and easy to see. Next, we'll look at the features that the Eufy camera has in the Apple Home app. There's a camera and motion sensor attribute exposed, and the ability to hear what's on the other end like with other cameras. But no two-way talk is supported like other cameras have that cost just a little bit more. So if you wanted to talk to somebody on the other end, you would have to use the Eufy app, and the audio quality coming from the camera itself is not great. It's quite staticky and can be hard to understand what somebody is trying to say.
This is how the audio quality sounds coming out of the back of the Eufy Indoor camera. I am talking to the camera from the Eufy app.
The audio quality from the Apple Home app from this camera is very good.
And now I'm talking to the mic on the camera itself. Everything you are hearing is coming from the Apple Home app.
The Eufy Indoor Camera supports HomeKit Secure Video, which is Apple's cloud video recording service that allows you to see past motion clips right from the Apple Home app. This is great to see on a budget camera, and HomeKit Secure Video works very well. The camera will record pretty much for as long as there is motion, and I have no complaints in this area. There's no privacy button or shutter like you'd find on more expensive cameras, but there is an alarm feature, a pet command feature, and sound detection. However, the pet and sound detection are disabled whenever you add this camera to the Apple Home app. So there's really nothing extra that you get with the Eufy app that you would get with other cameras. When it comes to video clip storage, Eufy has support for encrypted 24/7 local storage via a micro SD card up to 128 gigs. Overall, the Eufy camera is a great and affordable option if you're looking for a basic camera that works with Apple Home, has support for HomeKit Secure Video, and has 24/7 local storage as a backup storage option. If you're wanting a bit more features, then you might want to consider the next camera in this video, which is the Aqara G2H Pro. Now, Aqara was kind enough to send me out this camera for this video, and these are my honest thoughts. Video quality is not half bad. It features a 146-degree field of view and 1080p quality. I found the video quality to be not as accurate as the Eufy camera. It tends to be more on the wider side and almost washed out. I found the night vision quality to be higher quality than other cameras that are twice as expensive as Aqara. Next is the features that you get in the Apple Home app with this Aqara camera. And the Aqara camera has one specific feature that makes this camera stand out from the rest. But before we get to that, let's look at what else you get. There's a motion sensor exposed that can be used in automations, and two-way talk, so you can talk to somebody from within the Apple Home app.
This is how the audio quality sounds coming from the Apple Home app. Again, I am talking to the mic on the camera, and everything you are hearing is coming from the Apple Home app.
The Aqara G2H Pro supports HomeKit Secure Video and records right on time and will record for pretty much as long as there is motion. Now, what makes the Aqara camera stand out from the rest is that this camera has a built-in security system. There's an alarm tile in the Apple Home app with 4 different security modes. You can manually switch different modes or use automations to have the system automatically change modes. And then your Aqara devices will respond accordingly based on the mode settings set up in the Aqara app. Now, what makes the Aqara camera even better is that it's also a Zigbee 3.0 hub for other Aqara devices. This allows other Aqara devices like an Aqara contact sensor or an Aqara motion sensor to work with Apple Home. When it comes to local storage, the Aqara G2H supports local storage with a microSD card of up to 512 gigabytes, a NAS backup, and a new paid cloud storage plan for up to 30 days of past footage. And the Aqara app actually shows you an event timeline of when an Aqara child device was triggered, say like when a contact sensor was opened. Overall, the Aqara G2H Pro is a great bang for your buck with a security system built in and being a hub for Aqara child devices. Moving up in price to double what the Aqara G2H Pro cost, we have the Eve Cam. Eve is a popular brand in the HomeKit world, and I was quite surprised with what I saw with this camera, and not in a good way. The Eve Cam features a wider 150-degree field of view and a 1080p picture quality. It's similar to the Aqara camera, but slightly brighter and has more of a white hue. And night vision gets even worse. Not only does it take quite some time for the night vision to kick in, but when the night vision does kick in, it's basically a bright white and makes faces very difficult to see when compared to a eufy, Aqara, or Netgear's Arlo, though whenever you do get closer to the camera, it does look a little bit better. Now, with all that being said, there are some things that Eve does very well, and that's the features that you get in the Apple Home app. There's a motion sensor exposed like all other cameras, and it has two-way talk from the Apple Home app like Aqara has, and the audio quality sounds pretty good.
I'm now talking directly to the Eve Cam, and this is how the audio quality sounds whenever you are hearing it from the Apple Home app. And again, I am talking directly to the mic on the Eve Cam.
This camera was designed specifically for HomeKit Secure video and has accurate recordings. So this means that the footage can only be viewable from the Apple Home app and is encrypted locally on your HomeKit hub, and your video files do not go to Eve's servers. The Eve app cannot show you recordings. It says you have to view them from the Apple Home app, which is kind of annoying. What's also more annoying is that HomeKit Secure video is not perfect and will occasionally start recording a clip too late, like after a person has already started to walk into a room, and will cut off the clip too early. So if a person is still moving in a room, then the camera recording could just stop. This is where having local storage comes in handy big time, so you can see everything that HomeKit Secure video missed. So if you're wanting 24/7 local storage, then the Aqara or the eufy camera will be your best option. There are some things that Eve does better than any other camera though, and that is that Eve is known for the strongest privacy in the smart home world and does not require an account to use their cameras, unlike other companies do. The Eve app has some cool features like pausing a live stream and showing you when motion occurred and for how long. Overall, for the price, the Eve Cam is a hard sell since the picture quality is worse than cameras that cost less than Eve and does not support any local storage. Finally, we have the Indoor Cam by Arlo, which costs just as much as Eve, though there's a catch with using this camera. The Arlo camera requires an Arlo base to get the camera to work with Apple Home, which drives the cost up a lot if you don't have any other Arlo cameras. The camera has a 130-degree field of view and 1080p video quality, and looks very similar to the eufy camera's picture quality. Faces are easy to make out, and the picture looks good. Night vision looks good too, until you get right in front of the camera, then faces look way overblown and virtually impossible to see. In the Apple Home app, the camera has a motion sensor exposed and the ability for two-way talk, and the audio quality sounds very good.
This is how the audio quality sounds whenever you are talking to the microphone on the Arlo camera from the Apple Home app. Again, I am talking directly to the mic on the Arlo camera, and this is how things are sounding from the Apple Home app.
The Arlo camera allows for live streaming only and does not support Apple's HomeKit Secure video. The reason behind this is because Arlo says they don't want to share the camera feed on Apple's iCloud servers. I don't know about you, but I would rather trust my camera recordings on Apple's servers than on Arlo's servers. But that's just me. It could also be an excuse to say their subscription plan, but who knows. This means that there is no local storage for the Arlo camera, only a paid cloud storage. One feature I do like about Arlo is there's a privacy shutter that rolls down when the camera is off, which also disables the live feed in the Apple Home app and rolls back up when the camera is on. Overall, for the price and the features, I believe if you're looking for a camera that supports Apple Home, there are much more affordable and better options than the Arlo camera. unless you need access to emergency services, in which case Arlo might be a good option for you. Let's quickly recap the fixed cameras. Eufy is a great and affordable option that works well and checks off all the boxes for a solid Apple home camera. The Aqara G2H Pro is good if you need an Aqara Hub or want a built-in security system. The eufy cam works exclusively with HomeKit Secure Video with no local storage support and does not offer as many features for the price tag compared to other cameras. The Netgear Arlo camera is a good choice if you already have Arlo cameras and just want the emergency features with the Arlo subscription and cloud storage and don't need HomeKit Secure Video. Otherwise, there are much better options out there. Before we look at the pan and tilt cameras that support Apple Home, did you know that there could be a hidden camera on your network and you not even know about it? You've probably seen those reports where people who stay at an Airbnb find hidden cameras in their apartment or hotel room in everyday objects. Thankfully, there's an easy way to check for hidden cameras that may be on your network using a free app called Fing, who is sponsoring today's video. Fing is a free network scanning tool for iOS, Android, Mac, and Windows that will show you every device connected to your network and details about a device. So here you can see all my smart devices, like my smart plugs, my TVs, and scrolling down more you'll see a camera. From here you can see more info about the device, like the IP address, the brand, and even ways to manage the device. With Fing Premium, you'll have access to full monitoring and protection for all of your devices, and the ability to block or pause a device from accessing your network. There is also a dedicated section for hidden cameras that will show you all the cameras on your network, so it's much easier to see and manage. If you're traveling soon, do a routine check with the Fing app to make sure that there are no hidden cameras in your Airbnb or in your apartment. By using the link down in my description below, you'll get a 25% discount for 6 months off their monthly premium plan. And a huge thanks to Fing for sponsoring today's video. Now let's compare some pan and tilt cameras that work with Apple Home, starting with the VOCOlinc VC1 Opto. The VOCOlinc camera has a 1080p quality picture, and the picture quality looks good. Faces are easy to see. The night vision quality is good as well. It's on par with other cameras. For being an affordable smart camera that works with Apple Home, I was surprised to see the VOCOlinc camera supports two-way audio.
This is how the audio quality sounds whenever you're talking to the mic on the VOCOlinc camera. Everything you are hearing is pulled from HomeKit and HomeKit Secure Video. So again, I am talking to the microphone on the VOCOlinc camera.
Now, unfortunately, the ability to pan and tilt around the room feature is not possible in the Apple Home app. You will have to use the manufacturer's app to control the panning around the room. In the Home app, there is a motion sensor, and it also supports HomeKit Secure Video. The VOCOlinc app has a control panel for panning around the room, up and down, a talk button, and a motion history timeline like the eufy cam has. There's also this privacy mode that will tilt the lens down and hide the lens, and also disables the live feed from the Apple Home app. There's no support for any local storage. It only supports Apple's HomeKit Secure Video. The VOCOlinc is a great budget option camera that works with Apple Home, but for not much more, you can get a higher quality camera with much more features and local storage. And that camera is the eufy pan and tilt. The eufy pan and tilt is very similar to the fixed eufy camera in almost all aspects. Video quality and the night vision quality is nearly the same, and it has a 2K sensor, but again, the Home app only supports 1080p. It looks about the same as other pan and tilt cameras. The audio quality of the eufy pan and tilt camera is the same static sound that you get with the fixed eufy camera, and the features in the Home app are the same as the fixed eufy camera as well. It supports HomeKit Secure Video, but does not have two-way talk, only the ability to hear the other person on the other end. You will need to use the eufy app for two-way talk. Where the eufy pan and tilt differs from the eufy fixed camera is obviously the ability to pan and tilt around the room. It has a 360-degree field of view, and it's easy to control the panning and the tilting in the eufy app. Just like the fixed eufy camera, the eufy pan and tilt supports 24/7 local storage up to 128 gigabytes. The eufy pan and tilt is another affordable camera that works with Apple Home, and I would recommend it if you want a basic and affordable camera that works with HomeKit Secure Video and can pan and tilt around the room. Moving up in double the price, we have the third camera in this list, the Ecobee camera. This one is a little bit different than the rest because it uses a digital pan and tilt and no physical motor, like other pan and tilt cameras have. We'll dive deeper into this here in a minute. The Ecobee camera has an ultra-wide 180-degree field of view with 1080p quality, and it has this dark orange tint to it that I don't really like. Here it is next to the eufy pan and tilt, and you can see the drastic color difference. Night vision gets even weirder. It's a lot darker than the other pan and tilt cameras, making faces far away hard to see, but up close, faces look fine. In the Apple Home app, the Ecobee camera has a motion sensor exposed and two-way talk is supported.
This is how the audio quality sounds whenever you're talking to the microphone on the Ecobee camera. Everything you are hearing is again pulled from HomeKit and HomeKit Secure Video, and this is how the audio quality sounds.
Ecobee also supports HomeKit Secure Video and is pretty fast with alerts. However, the panning feature is quite weird. In the Ecobee app, there's a control panel to pan and tilt, but I will say the ultra-wide 180-degree angle can get trippy at times. What also can get trippy is the Smart Focus feature, which will automatically pan around the room and zoom in and out to keep motion and people in view. As you get closer, the camera will zoom in on you so you can see a face or the object better, and zoom out to expand the view as you move away from the camera. Of course, none of these panning or Smart Focus features are available in the Apple Home app, but the Home app does record the pan and Smart Focus footage, which is nice to see. The Ecobee camera does not have support for local storage. Instead, it relies on either HomeKit Secure Video for cloud storage on Apple's servers, or it has a paid subscription service available for viewing past video footage and access to emergency services. Overall, the Ecobee camera is a decent camera for Apple Home. I think the value for what you get is not there for the price that you pay, and there are much better options available like the eufy camera or even VOCOlinc at half the cost. Speaking of price, for just a little bit more money, you can get an even more powerful camera that still supports the pan and tilt features, and that camera is the Aqara Camera Hub G3. It's essentially a beefed up version of the Aqara G2H Pro camera. Aqara was kind enough to send me out the G3 camera for this video, and these are my honest thoughts. The G3 camera has 2K quality, but as usual, only 1080p is supported in the Apple Home app. The video quality looks great. Night vision looks great too, though faces tend to get overblown when up close. The Aqara G3 supports two-way talk in the Apple Home app.
And this is how the audio quality sounds whenever you're talking to the microphone on the Aqara G3 camera. Again, everything you are hearing is coming from HomeKit and HomeKit Secure Video whenever you're talking to the mic on the Aqara G3 camera.
As far as the features in the Apple Home app, it's very similar to the Aqara G2H Pro camera with a motion sensor, a security system, and support for HomeKit Secure Video. There's a physical masking feature that will roll the lens back and hide the camera view, but there's a weird bug that when you open up the live feed in the Home app, the camera wakes up, and when you close the feed, the lens rolls back again. This is different from the VOCOlinc camera that when you enable the privacy mode, the live feed is also disabled inside of the Apple Home app. Now what really makes the Aqara G3 camera stand out is all the features that this camera has, and it has a ton. Not only is it a Zigbee 3.0 hub for other Aqara child devices, but it also has a smart gesture detection. So with a specific gesture, it can control your other smart devices. There's also AI-powered facial recognition that runs locally and can detect a specific face and can run different automations based on the person's face. The Aqara app has controls for panning and tilting around the room, but it's not as easy to use or as fast as the VOCOlinc camera. When it comes to video storage, the G3 camera supports local storage up to 128 gigs, which is half of what the Aqara G2H Pro camera supports, which I found to be odd, and a paid cloud backup option for up to 30 days of motion clips. Overall, the Aqara G3 camera is packed with a lot of features and makes it a great choice if you would like specific features like gesture detection or need an Aqara hub. To recap the pan and tilt cameras, the VOCOlinc Opto is an affordable option if you want a basic pan and tilt camera and don't need local storage. The eufy pan and tilt camera is another affordable option that works well for pan and tilting and gives you the most bang for your buck. The Ecobee camera is difficult to recommend since the video quality is worse than other cameras, and there's nothing really special to it that you cannot get with more affordable cameras. The Aqara G3 Hub camera is the most feature-rich camera available, featuring a security system and acts as an Aqara hub if you need one, and want all of the bells and whistles like HomeKit Secure Video and gesture recognition. With all this being said, what cameras do I personally use in my own smart home? The camera that I use is the fixed eufy indoor camera from my office, and the eufy pan and tilt camera for my living room and to watch my dogs while my wife and I are away. These cameras do support HomeKit Secure Video, but I personally don't use the HomeKit Secure Video and instead use the 24/7 local storage so I can easily go back in time to see what happened in case HomeKit Secure Video were to miss something, which HomeKit Secure Video is known for doing. My second choice for a camera would either be the Aqara G2H Pro or the Aqara G3. I use the Aqara M2 hub as my Aqara hub for my Aqara devices since it has a hardwired connection. My only gripe with Aqara, and the reason that I use the eufy camera over the Aqara camera, is the app experience for the Aqara camera is a bit more clunky and not as user-friendly compared to eufy. Though this is personal preference, so take this how you will. Let me know what cameras that you guys use in your Apple smart home down in the comment section below, and thank you for watching this video.